Welcome to the Breath of Life technique. I'd like you to get nice and comfortable in a way where you are propped up with your back against something firm so that you are sitting upright. Make sure that you are set up in a way where you can go through the entire visualization process without moving or becoming distracted so that you get the most out of your release today. If you have to pause the recording now to get organized, then please do so, rather than you continuing on in an awkward position, because you'll not be able to concentrate. I would like you to now place your hands on an energetic point known as your womb center by touching your middle fingertips together over your belly button. Simply put your hands flat on your tummy, and at the point where your belly button sits, your middle fingertips need to meet with one another over the center of your body. Holding your womb center in an embrace like this allows chi to begin flowing into your lower body, and over the time that you are listening to this recording, all of your being will be supported by life-giving energy that helps you to grow emotionally from your past. Please keep your hands exactly where they are for the entire duration of me talking to you until this process comes to its conclusion. I will now quickly go over the energy points that you will be visualizing today so that there's no confusion. Within the body, there are three main energetic points known as your mind center, heart center, and womb center. At the top of the body sits the energy point known as the mind center, which is situated within the center of the head. Below it sits the point of the heart center, which resides in the center of the chest. And beneath that sits the point of your womb center, which is situated in the base of your body in the center of your belly. The mind center point can be visualized by you thinking of a line of energy reaching across from one ear hole to the other across your head, and you imagining a position that sits in alignment with the center of your body. Meaning that the mind center sits at a cross section where the horizontal line from ear to ear meets with the one that would run down the length of your body if you were to imagine it having two halves. If you cannot remember this easily, don't worry. Just imagine a point roughly in the middle of your head. The heart center can be found by thinking of a line of energy reaching across from one of your armpits to the other across your chest, and then imagining a position that sits in alignment with the center of your physical body. Meaning that the heart center sits at a point of the cross-section of the horizontal line from armpit to armpit, with the one that would run down the length of your body if you were to imagine it having two halves. Again, if you cannot remember this easily, don't worry, just imagine a point roughly in the middle of your chest. And then the womb center point can be found by you thinking of a line of energy reaching from the top of one hip bone to the other across your belly, and then visualizing a position that sits in alignment with the center of your physical body where your belly button resides. Meaning that womb center sits at a point of the cross section of the horizontal line from hip to hip with the one that would run down the length of your body if you were to imagine it having two halves. Once again, if you cannot remember this easily, don't worry, just imagine a point roughly in the middle of your belly. These are the three main energy points in the body: the center of the head, the center of the chest, and the center of the belly. Below your physical body are another three energy centers that all sit stacked on top of one another in line with the center of your body. The first point is just below your feet, and it's known as the ground center. It is followed by a second point called magnetic center, And lastly, there is a third point known as Earth Center. You can visualize these 3 energy centers sitting beneath the body with a distance of roughly a forearm's length between them. All you need to remember is that there are 3 individual energy points sitting beneath your feet, and you will be guided during the process to know what they are called. And finally, there are 3 more energetic points above your physical body that all sit stacked on top of one another in line with the center of your body. The first point, just above the head, is known as the Sky Center. It is followed by a second point called Source Center. And lastly, there is a third point known as your Universal Center. You can visualize these 3 energy centers all sitting above the body with a distance of roughly a forearm's length between them. Once again, all you need to remember is that there are 3 individual energetic points situated above your head, and you will be guided during the process to know exactly what they are called. Together, these 3 energy centers make up the higher realm, just as the 3 points below your body make up the lower realm, while the 3 within your body create the physical realm of being. Please note that you do not need to memorize any of this information because I'll be guiding you through each point as we move through the Breath of Life technique. Now that you have your hands on your womb center and you're drawing chi into your body, helping you to remain nice and calm and centered, we will begin the process of meditating your mind with the breath, so that as you listen to the instructions, you begin purging your past from the entirety of your being. To start with, I would like you to become aware of your breathing, as this is an integral part of today's release process. Please only breathe in and out of your nostrils, keeping your mouth closed, so that you're fully aware of yourself for the entire time that I'm talking to you, teaching you the Breath of Life technique. If I happen to be saying to breathe in, and you're not ready to do so, that is totally okay. Just keep going with the breathing pace that you are up to, because it's more important for you to get into your own groove, where you feel most relaxed, rather than everybody breathing the same way at the exact same time. Just allow yourself to breathe in and out of your nostrils, paying attention to what you're doing, and then over time, a rhythm will come to you that you can feel most comfortable with. I'd like you to now close your eyes and keep your hands exactly where they are on womb center. And I want you to breathe in such a way where you focus your mind on recognizing that air is coming in through your nostrils and then leaving them again. Breathe in through the nostrils, noticing the coolness of the air as it passes through your nose. And then pay attention to how the breath is warmer as you exhale. Study your breath and how it feels in your nostrils, and this will help you to steady your mind into calm. Keep breathing in as slowly and as comfortably as you can, and then let the breath go again at the same speed. Breathe in through the nostrils, recognizing how that feels in your nose as cool air passes through it. And breathe out again in a similar way, noticing the warmth of the breath as you release that old air from your body. Breathing in, filling your lungs up with pure, fresh, clear air. And then breathe out all of the old and used air from inside of you. Please continue to breathe in and out in this way for the entire duration of this visualization, so that your mind remains calm and still and supple. It is important to remain focused on your breathing while you hear the words that I'm saying to you, so that your mind is willing to surrender its energetic waste material. It does this by sensing calm breathing patterns, which helps it to know that if it wants to, or if it needs to, it can shed its past without anything going on to distract it. By focusing only on breathing in and breathing out at a rhythmic pace, your mind learns that it is safe and that nothing bad is going on, so it knows to let down its guard and release all of what it has been holding on to. Sometimes the mind gets locked into a state of not letting go because it is fearful or it's unsure if it's okay to relax or not, in order for a purging of waste to occur. So by you deep breathing and creating calm, by you focusing only on your breath, you allow yourself to know that now is the perfect time to surrender your past. By focusing your mind on only thinking thoughts about breathing, you make room for your subconscious to communicate with it, which eventually results in old energies being let go of. This is why I want you to breathe deeply throughout this process, so that the maximum amount of oxygen goes into your bloodstream, making all of your body relaxed as well. Breathing in one more time while focusing on the cool air sensation in your nostrils, and then letting the warm air go as you breathe out again. Now I want you to imagine the area of your womb center breathing as you do, in a way where as you take air into your lungs, all of your belly fills up, causing it to expand outwards. And then as you let your breath out again, your belly contracts, pushing old energy out into the surrounding area. See your womb center point like a sphere of consciousness expanding outwards with the in-breath. And then when you let the breath go again, imagine the ball-like sphere shrinking to its original size, squishing down its field of energy so that it is more compact, which allows it to push out of itself any old energy that it is wanting to get rid of. Breathe in and see the sphere-like mass expanding outwards, separating its energy particles so that they have more air between them. And then, as you breathe out again, you see all of the microscopic energy shrinking down, compacting its energy into a ball-like sphere, leaving behind any unwanted residue. Breathe in, expanding out the womb center's field of energy. And breathe out again, contracting the sphere back inwards, knowing that each time that you do this, you are telling your womb to let go. Breathe in, allowing the womb center to fill up with fresh air, and then breathe out again, squishing down its energy field so that old waste is pushed out from its consciousness field. Continue to breathe in and out with this vision in mind as we move through all of the energy centers that we're clearing today. Breathe in, imagining the whole belly area of womb filling up with fresh air. And when you breathe out again, imagine a purging taking place as the womb center's field of consciousness shrinks itself back to its original size, pushing all of the old air particles out of itself as it does so. Now I want you to imagine that your legs can also do this breathing in of new air and breathing out of old in the exact same way. so that as you draw new life energy into your body via your inwards breath, you imagine not only the womb center expanding outwards, but also the energy of your entire leg on both sides, all the way down to both of your feet, so that they can purge old waste material as well. Breathe in the chi of life in the air and expand outwards the fullness of both legs' energy, seeing them as much larger than they appear physically. And then with the out-breath, imagine both legs shrinking down and pushing their old chi and their old memory mass outwards and away from themselves. Breathe in, seeing both legs expanding outwards, filling up with fresh air. And as you breathe out again, see them shrinking down to their original size, forcing the old air particles outwards. Breathe into both legs, expanding out their chi, and then squish them down again, forcing the old energy out of their matrix of leg. Breathe in one more time, filling up your legs with the fresh life material of air. And then as you breathe out again, contract the energy of both legs inwards so that old mass is no longer inside of them. I would like you to now imagine the point of your ground center below your feet that sits in line with the center of your body. See it like a sphere of energy that breathes as you do, taking into itself all that you expel from your body because it is its job to do so. Imagine this ball-like structure of chi sucking into itself all of what you've just pushed out of your lower body as you keep breathing in the same way as before, because it is joining in with the rhythmic flow that you are creating with your breath. Breathe in, expanding the point of the ground center, seeing its particles of mass separating outwards, pulling down all that is held above itself in the form of old energy of release. And as you breathe out again, see this energetic point squash all of its energy particles together, purging itself of its own waste material as well. Meaning that as you focus your mind's attention on breathing in and breathing out, expanding and contracting your energy fields, your ground center point also grows and shrinks itself, allowing it to pull downwards all of what it is aiding the body to let go of, while also pushing out of itself all of what the ground center is ready to release as well. It breathes in a combination of the old life material of the body that has been expelled already, as well as masses of fresh, clean air. And when it breathes out again, it releases all of what it has known before now about the life that you have lived already, allowing you to surrender any old ideas about self that it once knew before this moment in time. Clearing your ground center in this way helps you to become more nowful and sure of what is going on in your physical form. So if your ground center needs to change its behavior and become purified of old beliefs, then this cleansing process allows it to do so with ease. Breathe into your ground center, sending its particles of mass outwards, allowing it to pull in from your body all of what it needs to know about the life that you have lived already, so that when it breathes out again, it purges all of what it once knew, and it becomes clear about what is going on in your now. Breathe in again to your ground center point beneath your feet, sending its particles of mass outwards in an expansive way. And then breathe out again, knowing that the ground center is purging all of its toxic waste. Now the point below the ground center needs to become part of this breathing process as well. So I would like you to imagine a sphere of consciousness sitting about a forearm's length down from the ground center point within the earth. And this energetic point is known as the magnetic center. Imagine it like a ball of energy that can move and shift as you will it to with your breath, so that when you breathe in, its particles separate out, allowing fresh new air to come into its overall mass. And so that when you breathe out again, it sheds all of the old energy that it is ready to let go of today. Breathe in, imagining this secondary point below your body, expanding outwards, pulling into itself all of what the ground center point has sent downwards into it via the body sharing it with its own field of a consciousness kind. And then let the breath go again, seeing the particles of this energy center condense themselves inwards, squishing out of them all of what no longer needs to be held onto within the magnetic center's awareness. Breathe into the magnetic center and see it expand outwards, freeing it of all restriction. And then breathe out, imagine it squashing its particles together again to purge old waste outwards, knowing that a pulling down from the body is happening as well, with each and every breath that you are taking, which is freeing you from waste material of an energetic kind. Breathing into the magnetic center helps you to let go of old energy that sits within your auric field as well. So take a moment to breathe in deeply to the magnetic center, and as you imagine it expanding outwards, pulling down from the body, also see all of the old energy of your aura shifting downwards as well, towards this energy center beneath your feet. See the aura dumping all of its waste material down into the ground center first, and then it being pulled downwards into the energy field of the magnetic center below it, so that as you breathe out again, it purges this wasteful matter on behalf of the aura. Breathe in one more time, pulling down the old energy from the auric field, and then breathe out knowing that it has been expelled outwards by the magnetic center. Doing this process helps you to transform this old energy in a way where it never returns to your physical body. So continue breathing, focusing your mind on your breath, and then I would like you to imagine the next energetic point below your body that sits directly beneath the magnetic center, which is known as the point of Earth Center. Imagine this third energetic sphere, just as you did the others, expanding with the in-breath. See your Earth Center point growing in size as you breathe inwards, knowing that a pulling down is occurring from the body mass, as well as from the aura, so that you become cleared of old energy. And then breathe out again, squishing down the Earth Center's field of energy, so that it purges all of its waste. Breathe in, allowing all of its energy field to fill up with fresh new air. And then breathe out again, seeing it squash down and push out of itself all of what it no longer needs to know. Breathe in, expanding out the chi of the earth center, so that all of the wasteful material above it in the magnetic point and the ground point and both of your legs, as well as in the womb point, becomes pulled down into the earth center's field of energy. And breathe out again, purging each and every atom of old energy outwards. Breathe into the earth center, removing all of the waste in the aura and the physical form. And then breathe out again, squishing the particles down to their original size, so that they expel out of the energy field of the earth center all of what is being purged today as past. Breathe in again one last time, imagining a big pull downwards, where each and every particle of waste is drawn down into the earth center. And then as you breathe out again, this energy field squashes out of itself every single element of your past, so that it no longer comes to resonate in the energy field of the earth center. This enables all of the energetic points above the earth center to radiate with a lifeful matter of chi, due to each of them being cleansed and cleared of their old energies of expression. Now it is time to imagine the point of your earth center signaling all of the energy fields above it to become lightful and filled with an expressive element of chi that makes them abundantly powerful and resonating at their highest level. You may like to see this as a column of pure white light being emitted by the earth center point upwards, encompassing both itself as well as the magnetic center above it. And this light then growing upwards to encompass all of the ground center as well, and it beaming all the way up both of your legs, and it also encompassing all of the womb center point, making everything radiate with pure white light. See this glowing mass of chi reaching upwards all the way from the earth center point to encompass all of your lower being, so that it is full of a lightful matter that makes it powerfully responsive to the integrational qualities of the earth, meaning that it makes you more able to dump waste material from inside of you, as well as from out of your auric field, because the light of Earth Center is something that helps you to transmute negative energies. When the light of Earth radiates within your lower realm energy fields, as well as within your womb, it makes you able to let go wholeheartedly, and in a way where your old knowingness does not return back to the conscious mind to stimulate it in a negative way. This integrative quality of the light of Earth helps to stabilize your mind and the physical being, so that old energy is drawn downwards and away from the expression centers, making you able to get over what happened to you in your past, because that energy of events no longer exists inside of any of the energy points that talk to the conscious mind. Now that this light is within your womb center point, as well as it being below you in all of your points leading down to earth, you will automatically dump downwards all of the waste that is expressed out of the body's energy centers, as well as that of the higher realms. Meaning that from now on, your womb center will send downwards to the ground center, and then downwards to the magnetic center, and then downwards again to the earth center point, all of the used and old energy that is expressed out of you by each and every one of your fields of consciousness as you clear them until this process is over with. The womb center will suck down into itself all of what is no longer needed by your expressive qualities of self, and it will purge downwards into ground anything that is handed to it, so that it no longer resides inside of you, or on you, or around you, or above you in any way. When your womb center point is full of lightful chi, it is able to easily surrender anything that comes through it energetically, due to the earth's lightful chi speaking of integration. To integrate means to let go without studying, without knowing again, without looking at, and without remembering what is passing through your womb center, so that the mind does not become engaged with thoughts of a negative kind. I want you to know this as you continue on, clearing out the rest of your energy centers. Your mind is now ready to let go from the body by purging old waste material downwards into the earth center. So I want you to continue breathing rhythmically as you bring your attention to the middle of your chest point, known as the heart center. See within your chest a sphere of energy that grows in size as you breathe inwards, making all of its particles of mass separate outwards, allowing more air between them. And then visualize with your mind this sphere shrinking back down to its original size again, while pushing outwards any old energy that has been sitting in the consciousness field of your heart center. Breathe in, seeing the heart center expanding outwards, filling up with fresh new air. And as you breathe out again, you see it contract back down, forcing old air out of its sphere of energy. Breathe in, expanding out the mass of the heart center so that it becomes full of healthful chi. And breathe out again, surrendering all of the old mass that is ready to be let go of by the heart center evolving its overall signatures of expression. Breathe in, filling all of your chest point of heart center with fresh new air. And then as you breathe out again, you compress the particles of your heart center so that the old energy is squished out of its consciousness field. One more time, breathing in and expanding outwards. And then let go of your breath, squishing down the heart center's energy field so that it pushes all of its waste material outwards. The heart center now hands down to the womb center all of what has been purged from the heart point being cleared of its old energy. And this immediately gets sucked down into the earth center, which expels this mass as waste material. You do not need to do anything more to make this happen. as the Earth Center knows what to do to eliminate the past, because it's been doing this job since the day that you were born. Now we will clear the mind center point in the middle of the head so that it can be freed of its old energy as well. Imagine a sphere of consciousness within the center of your skull, and as you breathe inwards, this energy field grows in size, separating out its particles of mass. And when you breathe out, see this ball-like sphere shrink back down to its original size again, expelling its waste material as it does so. Really imagine squeezing and wringing out the mind's field of energy so that it purges all of its waste, because the mind center is something that can collect a lot of rubbish energy, especially if it's going through a stressful time right now, or it went through one recently. It also needs a good cleansing when a person is struggling with things like PTSD, as this is usually caused by an accumulation of old thoughts of a harmful kind that have built up in the mind's field of energy. So really try to imagine a squeezing out of the old and a welcoming in of the new as you focus on your mind center. That way you will let go of troubling energies that cause your mind to trip over itself and stutter and stammer, making old thought mass become regurgitated by the mind. Breathe in nice and deeply, expanding out all of the particles of your mind center so that they are free to let go because they have the room to do so. And then breathe outwards, squashing down the particles of the mind's field of energy, allowing it to purge out of itself all unhealthy mass that speaks of the life that you have lived before now. Breathe in again, filling your lungs full of air, imagining your mind's field of consciousness expanding outwards so that it is able to grow a new awareness of self that is now full and free of harmful signatures of past. And then breathe out again, squashing down the energy field of the mind, forcing outwards all of the old energy that has been accumulated during any painful moments in your past. Breathe in, expanding outwards all of the old energy of the mind center, allowing it to ingest all of the fresh air that it needs to think new thoughts. And breathe out again, expelling all of what the mind no longer wishes to know in its now. Breathe in once more, filling all of the mind center full of fresh new energy, allowing it to force away from itself anything which is harmful or corruptive or past, so that as you breathe out again, you surrender this mass of an old knowingness of self so that it never bothers you again. Now see the mind center transfer this old energy down into your heart point, which then sends it down into your womb point, and then visualize the womb center automatically sending this mass of past energy down into the earth center point, where it is instantly transmuted by the earth's own signatures of transformation. Now that the body points are all clear and cleansed of old energy, they can be filled with the light of earth as well, due to them now being free of the toxic material that once held them in a state of stagnation. Just as the womb center became filled with the earth chi of a lightful kind, so too can your heart center and your mind center as well. Simply look down to where you imagined your earth center point to be and see the glowing lightful energy growing upwards, all the way from the earth center through the magnetic and the ground center points to encompass both of your legs and your womb and all of your lower being. And that lightful chi of earth continuing to grow upwards to envelop all of your heart center in your chest, as well as your head center point of your mind, so that all of your body begins glowing with an energy of chi that speaks of a truthful now. When the body is embraced by this lightful matter, where it is both inside of you in your energy centers and radiating out into your auric field, it cleanses and purifies all of the cells of your body, as well as all of your DNA. And it even neutralizes all of the trauma signatures within your physical form that want to speak to you about a harmful past. This is due to the light of earth being something of an energy that says to you that you no longer need to remember yourself as the person that you used to be, because you've evolved significantly from that past time of your life. This light of earth is so powerful at telling you to be nowful that you automatically silence anything that tells you to pay attention to it by it yelling at you energetically from inside of your physical being. And instead, you are soothed into calm by your mind hearing words of encouragement that speak of all of your achievements and all of your growth and all of the accomplishments that you've had that have brought you to this now moment in time. This allows you to think thoughts of a positive kind over and over again, which ultimately leads to evolution coming to you in the form of bodily energy. All it takes is you connecting in this way and you purging all of your past so that the light of earth fills your being. And then you can know yourself in an evolutionary way that is powerful for you to express out of your body. Now that you are lightful in all of your body points, your higher realm can also be cleared of its waste. This is very beneficial to do if you're someone who suffers with old thoughts going round and round in your head, or the same kinds of thoughts, or ones that sabotage you because they tell you the wrong things to think of. This is because clearing your higher realm energy centers makes you more capable of saying no to wrongful thoughts that intrude on your mind's conscious awareness. These penetrative thoughts can dominate over your awarenesses in a way where you keep having the same life experiences over and over again because misleading information is dictating to you subconsciously. All of the higher realm rules over your conscious mind in a way where it listens to it over and above the reality realm, because it is designed to warn a person about impending danger. However, if it is filled with old energy from a time of worry or something bad happening to you, then it can suffocate the mind by telling it to be overly cautious 24/7. This leads to restrictions to flow and chi entering the body, all because the mind is under the false pretense that something negative is going on, due to past energies influencing the mind to believe so. To clear the higher realm, you need to first look up to an energetic point slightly above your head that sits in line with the center of your body. This point is known as your sky center, and above it are two other energetic points known as the source center and the universal center, respectively. Meaning that above your head sits three energetic points, all stacked on top of each other, with a distance of roughly a forearm's length between them. The first being the sky center, sphere of energy, followed by the source center point, which sits above it. And finally, the universal center sits at the topmost point, and together they form the higher realm energy centers. I want you to imagine a sphere of consciousness just above your head. And as you breathe in, its energy field expands outwards so as to let its particles breathe new energy into its mass. Then, when you breathe out again, you see this form of consciousness expelling out of its field all of its wasteful and old energy so that it becomes freed of it. Breathe in, knowing that as you do so, all of your sky center point is expanding outwards so as to ingest more air into its field of a knowing kind. And then as you breathe out again, it squishes and squashes its form back into a compact unit of energy so as to expel all of its waste material outwards. Breathe in, allowing all of the sky center to expand, creating space between its particles of mass. And then breathe out, condensing the field back inwards again, so that it can purge its old energetic signatures of past. Breathe inwards, causing all of the sky center to do the same. And breathe out, letting the breath go, making the sky center surrender all of its wasteful matter. Breathe in once again, seeing all of the sky center mass become larger and more full of energy, so that as you breathe out again, this new fresh air forces out the old particles of mass that speak of the past that you have lived already. I would like you to now imagine the sky center passing down all of its expelled energy to the point below it, in the mind center, so that it then sends it downwards to the heart, which then hands it over to the womb center point, so that the womb center automatically passes it directly down to the earth center point, which then instantly transforms this old energy into nothingness. Above your sky center sits another energetic sphere known as the source center that I would like you to now imagine as you breathe in and out. The consciousness sphere of the source center expands with the in-breath, pulling loads of fresh air into its mass. And then as you breathe out again, it squashes down its field of energy, forcing out its old signatures of a knowing kind. As you breathe in, the source center grows in size, making all of its particles of mass surrounded by new life material, allowing it to purge its past. So that when you breathe out again, all of this new energy forces outwards anything that your source center point is willing to let go of. Breathe in, seeing all of the mass of the source center expanding outwards as it fills itself with air. And breathe out again, releasing your breath, seeing all of the particles of the source center squish themselves together, forcing old energy away from itself. Breathe in, knowing that the source of all knowingness of self-center is breathing new life into itself. And that when you breathe out again, it is surrendering all of the old beliefs that it once held on to since a past moment of trauma. Breathe into your source of all knowingness point, known as your source center, that sits above your physical body, seeing all of its particles of mass separating outwards to become more of itself. And then visualize this point of energy shrinking back down again with the out-breath, purging its waste material in the process. Imagine now the passing down of this old energetic material to the sky center point above your head, which then hands it down to the mind center, which continues the process of sending this waste material down to the heart center point, which then hands it over to the womb center. Once this mass is within the grip of the womb center, it is then automatically sent downwards to the ground center and then magnetic, which then hands it over to the earth center point, so that a transmutation of old takes place instantaneously. Just above your source center sits another sphere of consciousness known as your universal center. It is responsible for all growth that happens on a level of mind due to universal knowingness flowing into it. This makes it incredibly powerful at controlling the mind if it is full of negative influences that speak of the past of that person. The universal center is something of a sphere of consciousness that helps the mind to evolve on a level of thought when it has become compromised in some way due to a tragedy making it powerless or unable to think positive thoughts. The universal center needs to be freed of old thought mass that speaks of things of a harmful nature, otherwise it can find it impossible to send down an intuitive knowingness that helps that person to evolve. So it is best to clear it out several times if this is something that has become a problem for you, where you no longer glide through life with an ease and a graceful attitude. When you clear out your universal energy point, you tell your mind to be powerful in a way where it knows what to do on a moment-to-moment basis due to positive influences of truth entering your body. The universal energy center speaks down into the mind all that it needs to know about the now that you exist in, so that it perceives correctly all of what is going on in your reality realm, so that it does not succumb to disempowerment. Instead, it learns from the universal mind all that it needs to, so that it does not go down the wrong path and fall victim to sabotage. The universal mind center is one that fills the mind of the physical body with all of the intel that a person requires to be knowing of environmental cues that warn them of impending danger, as well as them also learning of when to take action because luck is on their side. So it's an important energy center to keep clear if you're wanting to evolve yourself out of a sticky situation or a troubling time of life. Or if you found yourself living a life where no new experiences come to you because your mind is stuck in the past. Clearing each energy point that you have today makes you grow emotionally as well as willfully, as well as in a way where you let go of old harm energy so that your higher mind engages with a truthful now. This is so that going forwards from this moment right now, you no longer lie to yourself about what you are really capable of. Instead, accurate intel will be sent from you upwards to the universal mind so that it no longer believes untruthful information, allowing it to reach out into the universal energies of evolution so that it can tell you how to step forwards without any obstacles standing in your way. Now let us clear your universal mind center by you breathing inwards, seeing all of its mass spreading out and becoming larger, so that it becomes filled with fresh new air, allowing it to expel all of its wasteful matter. And then as you breathe out again, see all of this energy field shrinking down to its original size, purging out all of its old energy. Breathe in and see the universal center's field of energy grow and become more of itself. And then breathe outwards, visualizing a squeezing out of old taking place, freeing the universal mind point of all of its waste. Breathe in, filling up the universal energy center with fresh new energy, and then see it condense down with the out-breath, forcing all of its old matter out of its field of mass. Breathing in once more to fill the universal mind point with all that it needs to become powerful again, allowing it to let go wholeheartedly of all that has been bothering it up until now. So that when you breathe outwards, you squash down its particles of expression so that they no longer hold untruthful matter, which speaks of a time of long ago. Breathe in one more time, filling up your lungs with air, and breathe out again, releasing all that is old. Now you can hand down from your mind's higher aspect of self, known as the universal mind center, all of what it is letting go of today in the form of waste material of an energetic kind. This is taken downwards into your source center, followed by your sky center, and then downwards into the head's field of mind center. It is then handed downwards into your heart center, and then down into your womb center point, which then automatically purges it downwards into the ground center beneath the feet, which then passes it down into your magnetic center, which then hands it over to the earth center point to become obsolete. By releasing in this way, all of your energy points now know that the universal mind point and all of your other expression centers are free of a past that once bothered them, which makes them all joyful and relieved and abundantly nowful. It also makes each of them feel more empowered to let go of more and more old energy as you continue breathing, because they know that the earth center is making available to you more and more light, which helps you to transform boggy and old energy types that have become fixed into position in and around your body. You can do this by focusing once again on your earth center energy point and visualizing its lightful matter of chi glowing with a powerful knowingness of now. Visualize this light-filled chi growing upwards from the earth center to encompass all of your magnetic center, and as it does so, it tells you that you have let go in a powerful way of all of your old signatures of self that once bound you to a past moment in time. See the energy of the light of earth continue to grow upwards from the earth center to encompass all of your ground center energy point. And as it does so, you are told over and over again just how much you have changed since a past time of loss or grief or unsureness. As you see this energy of light continue to encompass both of your legs, you find out just how sure of yourself that you are when it comes to you knowing the next moves that you need to make going forwards. See this lightful matter of chi growing upwards to encompass all of your womb center point, filling it with abundant thoughts of now that speak of your transformation and all of the letting go that you have done today. And it speaks of you releasing an old version of yourself that was once stagnant or stuck or disempowered. And it tells you over and over again about all of the enlightenment that now fills your entire being. See the light of earth growing upwards again to the point of your heart center, encompassing it with a glowing, lightful energy that speaks of a now of evolution, so that your heart center knows to do more to help you to heal yourself so that you can move forwards with ease. The lightful chi of the earth center grows upwards again to encompass all of your mind center, filling it with a truthful expression of self that says that you are now free to make new decisions for yourself going forwards. And it tells you that you have the ability to change directions if you need to, and that should you want to try something new, that you will be encouraged to do so. This lightful matter of chi then grows upwards again to meet with the point of the sky center above your head, and it encompasses it in a truthful now signature that speaks of energy being available to you, that helps you to move on from all past grievances so that you are powerful in your now. This light of earth center continues to grow upwards to the point of your source center, where it encompasses all of its mass, and it tells it to be strong in its convictions to change the world that you live in a positive way, so that you glide through life without you becoming bogged down by old energy. The source center hears all that it needs to, so that it strengthens its bonds to a truthful now, so that it no longer becomes compromised on a level of belief, allowing it to increase its motivation to make you a powerful person. The energy of the lightful chi of earth grows upwards to the point of the universal mind center, and it tells it about all of the changes and transformations that have taken place during this clearing process. And your universal center learns of all that you have let go of up until now, making it full of a knowingness of a rightful kind that helps you to power forwards when it comes to your evolutionary growth. Now that the light of earth fills each of your expression centers and they have been cleared of all of their waste, they are able to manifest a strength of will within them that, when used correctly, can bring to you all that you desire in the form of new experiences coming into your life. Meaning that if you wanted to right now, you could tell the light within you anything that you choose to about the person that you would like to become next, and it will listen to you and hear your words as you empower yourself with chi of a lightful kind. As you hold your hands on your womb center and you are filled with the chi of life, you can make an intention known to your universal mind center so that it helps you to achieve a goal. Just take a moment now as you're breathing in and out rhythmically to tell your universal mind center what it is that you desire next when it comes to the changes that you want to make in your life. Let it hear your sincerity when you ask it for more of something new and you state your intentions for a better life. As you ask for these things, I will be quiet for a moment so that this conversation happens with your universal mind center easily. And when I speak again in a short while, I'll be bringing you back into a present state of being consciously aware. If you do not know what to ask for, simply let it come to you intuitively. Just give intent to know in your higher realm all that you need to today in order for you to become a powerful person, and this will suffice. My silence will begin now. I'm now asking you to breathe yourself back into the present moment by you focusing on your breath that is coming in and out of your body. See the air coming into your nose as you breathe inwards, and notice how cool it feels in your nostrils. Then see the air coming back out of the nose again as you breathe outwards, taking notice of how the air feels differently because it has been warmed by your body. Breathe in, focusing on the cool air in your nostrils, knowing that as you do so, you empower yourself to be presently aware. Breathe out, focusing on the warm breath leaving your nasal cavity, knowing that you are now fully consciously aware and able to open your eyes, returning to the nowness of your reality. Just take a moment to breathe with your eyes open, engaging with the world around you. I would like to thank you so much for taking part in this online healing session where I guided you to let go from your energy centers so that you are more consciously nowful in your day-to-day lives. I really hope that you got something out of what you did today during the Breath of Life technique, and that you tell me about it in some way, or that you take the time to hit the share button so that other people can enjoy this process as well. Take care, everyone, and I hope to see you all back here again soon.